For those of you who took the shot, for those who took the shot and for those who are contemplating taking the shot, you were promoted to. The FDA classifies a vaccine as a drug, right?
Yeah.
So you were promoted to a drug. So people became drug pushers without knowing it. Every celebrity, every politician.
Parents, before you inject your child a decision that is irreversible, I wanted to let you know the scientific facts about this genetic vaccine, which is based on the mRNA vaccine technology I created.
Well, I've set very ambitious goals because I'm quite optimistic. If you look at, say, the 20 diseases that our global health program goes after, I'd hope that within 15 years, over half of those, we could have had a very dramatic impact. Some of them will prove to be harder than others. For example, AIDS.
One final way that's new and is promising is called the RNA vaccine. With RNA and DNA, instead of putting that shape in, you put instructions in the code to make that shape. You put instructions in the code to make that shape.
Everything that I'm about.
Philanthropy, I present for Trillionaire Entertainment TV, one of the baddest in the vlogging. You see, we get Galiz.
I'm here represent for Trillionaire Entertainment TV. Yo, them out there without fear. I'm why I go check them out.
Welcome to Trillionaire Entertainment TV, Jamaica, and the world's #1 spot for news, politics, and pure entertainment vibes. Let's get into today's headline.
Yeah, so Bill Gates and him friend them want to depopulate the population of the people across the world and also bring in new virus to affect them, and then now them bring in the digital chip. Yeah, my people. So I'm being warned from now not to take it, saying no, cause Bill Gates and his friend them cause people. But let us reason about this, cause how can the world be overpopulated when every country has free land, same way that is unoccupied by a citizen? But yet, they're going to say the world is overpopulated. My people, time to wake up and listen. Remember, don't focus on the messenger, but focus on the message. My people, it's time to wake up because they're planning to bring another pandemic, which will hit harder, alongside their agenda by 2030 is to ensure that they has a minimum amount of person where they can control and also to implement their biotech foods. So Bill Gates is one of them that invests so hard in this farming. So imagine a person from a computer tech go to the virus in vaccinating, of making medicine for vaccinating, and then invest in agriculture. My people, come on, wake up, wake up, wake up. This no look good. Bill Gates have a bigger plan ahead. People, it's not looking good. We need to stand up as one and let them know that we are what we are. Yes, my people, so it's time to stand up against them, my people.
For those of you who took the shot, for those who took the shot and for those who are contemplating taking the shot, you were promoted to. The FDA classifies a vaccine as a drug, right?
Yes, sir.
So you were promoted to a drug. So people became drug pushers without knowing it. Every celebrity, every politician who got up there talking about, hey, I took it, you should take it too. You are a dope dealer. Sir, ma'am, you were promoted to, you were told it was safe, you were told it was effective. But let me go ahead and bring up Mr. Fauci.
Oh, here we go. Let's get it.
Hold on, like him. Hold on, like him.
I felt some heat out here.
Mr. Fauci, you made the statement that none of these shots will prevent transmission. You also stated that none of these shots will prevent you from getting the virus. So you're telling the people to take a shot that will not prevent you from getting the virus and that will not prevent you from transmitting the virus if you do get it. So my question to you, Mr. Fauci, is what the hell are we taking? What will be the purpose, guys? The ultimate agenda is two things. One, profit, which we all know is the pharmaceutical companies and agencies' middle name. The word pharmaceutical comes from the Greek word pharmakia, which is in the Bible. Pharmakia means sorcery and or witchcraft. So when we are fighting against the pharmaceutical evil, not every employee is evil, but the system itself, the sorcery and the witchcraft, is what we are fighting against. Does that make sense? I'm saying this last point here, which is you are now and have been experimented on. Number one. Number two, the medical professionals, those of you who did not do your due diligence to really dig, and you just listen to Frauci, you are being experimented on. I'm sorry to tell you this. The Johnson & Johnson shot has aborted fetal tissue from aborted babies from the retina as well as the kidney cells. Johnson & Johnson, you playing too much. Johnson & Johnson, you had over 25,000 cases of cancer, racking up to over $4 billion of lawsuits. Why should we trust you when you can't even get talcum powder right? Why should we trust Moderna, the youngest one in the group, ain't never created no vaccine, and this is not even a vaccine? How can we get, do we trust, these some gangsters, man. Y'all gotta understand this. We are getting banged on by institutions. Say that. At high levels. So we ain't got nothing on them.
This issue to do with the technology and the digital infrastructure, I just want to emphasize how important I think that is. Because in the end, you need the data. You need to know who's been vaccinated and who hasn't been. Some of the vaccines that will come on down the line will be multiple, there'll be multiple shots. So you've got to have, for reasons to do with the healthcare more generally, but certainly for a pandemic or for vaccines, you've got to have a proper digital infrastructure, and many countries don't have that. In fact, most countries don't have that.
Great.
Paul Walde from the Globe and Mail. Keir Starmer's introduced a digital ID card, wants to make it mandatory as a way of controlling immigration. Is that something Canada might consider?
Well, Paul, one thing I would put in terms of context is the UK is relatively unique in not having other forms of identification. So there's been a long history here not to have ID. In Canadians, we have various forms of ID. We have driver's license. You have social insurance license. You have forms of identification. In terms of so now, are there merits to having common digital identification for government services, for you say immigration, also for financial services, portability, other aspects? There may be. We don't have current plans for that.
Thank you.
Parents, before you inject your child a decision that is irreversible, I wanted to let you know the scientific facts about this genetic vaccine, which is based on the mRNA vaccine technology I created. There are three key issues that parents need to understand. The first is that a viral gene will be injected into your children's cells. This gene forces your child's body to make toxic spike proteins.
On a year that my people, on a year, careful, if you know all the kids them I get. Yeah man, when doctor apply medication, question them man, what's the side effect? Yeah man, don't have to question the doctors them man. You need to know all the ingredients that is in that medication before it is being applied to the child. Parents, remember, if you don't protect the child from early, then what do you expect going to happen? Doctors going to take control of them. So you now get warning right there, so from professionals where do the wrongs and come out and speak the truth. Parents, All right.
Today, we're taking another step to fulfill that promise. Starting in late 2026, Alberta will be the first province to implement the addition of Canadian citizenship markers to our driver's licenses and identification cards. This simple addition will have a profound impact on how Albertans interact with their government and their communities. Why are we doing this? Because we believe in making things better, faster, and more convenient for everyone. By including citizenship information on these cards, we're streamlining access to vital services, whether it's applying for student aid, accessing health benefits, or supporting those with disabilities. No longer will Albertans need to carry multiple documents or face unnecessary hurdles. This change means that when Albertans need to prove both their identity and their citizenship, they'll be able to do so with a single document. It's about reducing red tape, cutting down on paperwork, and making sure that government works for you, not the other way around. Programs like Assured Income for the Severely Handicapped, Alberta Student Aid, and the Persons with Developmental Disabilities program all require proof of citizenship. With this new marker, accessing these supports will be simpler and more secure. Adding a Canadian citizenship marker is also about protecting our democracy. Election security is a vital concern in Canada. By adding citizenship information to Alberta's driver's licenses and ID cards, we're taking a proactive step toward ensuring that only eligible citizens cast ballots in our elections. This helps safeguard the integrity of our electoral process and strengthens trust in our democracy. I also want to be clear that non-citizens, such as permanent residents, that still qualify for Alberta's driver's licenses will not have any marker displayed. Lastly, as we announced several weeks ago, we will also be integrating Alberta healthcare numbers onto driver's licenses, also in late 2026. This will also provide additional security around healthcare numbers, as we have learned through our refocusing of the healthcare system that there are more than 500,000 healthcare numbers registered than there are people living in Alberta. 530,438 to be exact, based on second quarter 2025 population.
Well, I've set very ambitious goals because I'm quite optimistic. If you look at, say, the 20 diseases that our global health program goes after, I'd hope that within 15 years, over half of those, we could have had a very dramatic impact. Some of them will prove to be harder than others. For example, AIDS, we will have made an improvement, but not the dramatic improvement probably in that time frame. Malaria, perhaps, and a number of the other ones, we have things in the pipeline. So, huge change in the mortality rates in developing countries, which then has this effect of reducing population growth. That's this big benefit that then makes everything like education and nutrition a lot easier. So I have very high expectations there, and we actually use these dashboards internally at the foundation to make everything be quite numeric. We're trying to be rigorous about that and even share those so that people can see, oh, you fell short of what you had in mind, and then we get to explain if we have any lessons that might be learnable from other foundations. So I think there's some things about how we go about things that I hope those learnings can have an impact. There's the specific work in the different divisions, health, development, and the U.S. education work, that in 15 years, boy, by then we will have spent a lot of money. At $3 billion a year, 15 years, that adds up. And for that, people should have a very high expectation of what we can do.
Thank you, Bill, for having brought to us this evening a very enlightened, a very enlightened view of capitalism. I hope many will follow you. We will facilitate it in any case, because that's the mission of the World Economic Forum. And I'm looking forward to, if I may say so, to welcome you back in your new incarnation next year.
Years, actually.
Thank you.
And it's not that everything's 100% understood or known, but I think we've made a lot of strides. Acetaminophen, which is basically commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. And take it, and you shouldn't take it during the entire pregnancy. They may tell you that toward the end of the pregnancy you shouldn't take it during the entire, and you shouldn't give the child the Tylenol every time he's born and he goes and has a shot. You shouldn't give a Tylenol to that child. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. There's something artificial. They're taking something. And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. That have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently. Hepatitis B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B. And I think if you do those things,